It's Tuesday morning, about 10:30 on the second day of the retreat, and I'm sitting here in the uh, lovely, lovely meditation garden. Um, a beautiful spot that is actually not terribly large, but a wonderful, wonderful use of space to kind of just create a quiet place in the heart of the city, in the heart of a fairly busy city, even though it's a somewhat upscale suburb um, in the middle of Los Angeles, the Los Feliz area. Right now, I'm preparing to meet with Jack Stager um, for today's conference, which will be at 11. So I'm simply sitting here for about 20 minutes going over some of my notes and reflections that took place from yesterday. Actually, it does seem that the Lord is beginning to work as I'm beginning to quiet down a bit here and let Him work. Um, I'm certainly refining what I am bringing into this retreat, what I'm coming with. Um, because I'm focusing more and more on just some of the insights that I develop as I'm reading, as I'm studying, as I'm praying, insights that don't really seem to be very much communicated, especially not on the blogosphere or a lot of the stuff that's happening and commentary on what's happening in our world today and how our faith addresses that. I'm feeling more and more in sync with um, not only Pope Francis, but well, Saint Francis as well, and the riches that our whole Catholic tradition, that quite frankly doesn't seem to be well understood or interpreted or unfolded by those who are um, identifying themselves in labels that are often more politically um, relevant than uh, concern our relationship with God. So, yeah, I'm aware of these ways that the Lord is working in my life, and in what might be unique things that need to be shared. And what I need to realize is that these things are not so much my own doing, but a gift from God, and a gift from God to be shared, to be made part of the conversation, part of the dialogue, not as fodder for argumentation or positioning or ideology, but to present in a way that opens to dialogue, not debate. And so, from what is coming to me, um, the specific grace that at least I'm aware of at this moment that I am seeking in this retreat is the grace to be able to organize myself, to be able to uh, use the tools for communication wisely and well, so that whatever these insights are that may be helpful and beneficial, that I can most effectively, and I have to say most efficiently, in other words, not to waste a lot of time, but to be able to communicate effectively and efficiently as part of a dialogue these insights. For this, I think I will need more than anything the specific grace of purposeful discipline. So we'll see where that leads, won't we? It's nighttime, and very close to bedtime. But before I turn in, go to bed, I would like to give a very brief recap of the day. I don't really have too much to say, which means, I guess, a lot was happening today. In my visit this morning with Father Jack, we talked about St. John Eudes, whose feast it is today, and reflected on the reading from one of his writings in the Office of Readings today. And particularly, St. John Eudes was a big, in fact, one of the originators, really, of the modern devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And he was one of those who did not see it simply as a personal, private devotion, sign of love, but that in the heart of Jesus, all people are embraced. In fact, he twisted it a little bit around in a way that was not too familiar to me, at least I had not really thought of it, but was really quite meaningful. I'm familiar with the concept, as we all are, that we fundamentally belong to Jesus. But the very strong corollary to that, in fact, perhaps the what should be the beginning of that is the realization that Jesus belongs to us. That was something that captivated me for much of today. That, you know, in all that I am, in all that I do, in all that I say, Jesus belongs to me. And it's not just I belong to him. He belongs to me. He speaks a little bit of the implications of that in the reading that we had for the Liturgy of the Hours this morning. He says, I ask you to consider that our Lord Jesus Christ is your true head and that you are a member of his body. He belongs to you just as the head belongs to the body. All that is his is yours. Breath, heart, body, soul, and all his qualities. All that is his is mine. And all of these you must use as if they belong to you, so that in serving him you may give him praise, love, and glory. So his belonging to me is not just, my possession, but it is with his heart that my heart reaches out to others. And I have a right to claim his power, his presence, his ability to speak through me because he belongs to me. So at John's suggestion, I reflected a lot today on Cardinal Newman's model, Heart Speaks to Heart. In fact, there's another interesting connection here because St. John Eudes in the 17th century began his ministry as a member of the Oratory, an Oratorian, which, of course, Blessed John Newman, John Henry Newman, Cardinal Newman, was also a priest of the oratory. So there's a strong interconnectedness among many different strains of our understanding of what it means to be Christian and how we live our life. So heart speaks to heart. Jesus' heart speaks to mine. Mine speaks to him. And so I think I will conclude my reflections on today's retreat with that thought, those words. Heart speaks to heart.